Good morning, everyone. Before we start, I want to be absolutely clear about one thing. We have difficult decisions to make. Now, we need to ask, what has the voluntary youth sector ever done for us?
The YMCA was founded to help young men as they left home to find employment. This ensures they had a safe place to stay and access to advice and support. This impacts on homelessness and employability for young people.
What about the fundamental principles of youth work? Voluntary participation, start the work where the young person is and learning together as equals.
Scouting, that's been going since 1906 and exists to actively engage and support young people in their personal development, empowering them to make a positive contribution to society.
Yeah, and led to 40 million young people being involved in a worldwide movement.
And other uniformed organisations, including the Girl Guides, which now campaigns for the rights of young women in times of gender inequality.
Oh, yeah, and the Boys Brigade. That's quite something.
The voluntary sector has groups empowering young LGBT people to be valued and active members of their communities, and Rashash helping young survivors of sexual violence. Oh, and Women's Aid, they support young people who have experienced domestic abuse.
And groups enabling arts and creative expression. It is important that young people should be able to express themselves creatively. There are visual art groups, music groups, drama, photography, animation, and digital arts.
The Liberty Project supports young disadvantaged people with creative programmes to boost confidence and develop life skills.
The Irish Gymnastics Club is growing and developing as a regional centre of excellence and hope to enable young people to become sports professionals.
How about employability projects, increasing the skills and confidence of young people out of education, training or employment?
Youth work is well placed to work with some of the most vulnerable young people in society and can help get them on the right path and into positive destinations.
Groups that support young people to be trained in first aiders.
How about groups that support disabled young people and young people with support needs? There are a few of those in the region.
And projects which work to break down stigma and support young people with mental health problems.
Reduction in violent crime and risk-taking behaviour through peer education programmes.
And youth participation and confidence building through forums and youth councils, enabling young people to know and exercise their rights.
Well, and most of the work undertaken focuses on the United Nations Convention of the Rights of the Child, so all the work meets various human rights laws, and without it we would have a young people disengaged from decision making, and that would be rather difficult as regards democracy.
Because a higher than average percentage of our population either volunteers or uses a voluntary service every week in Highland. Those services need to be safe, in a safe and clean environment, and with trained and supported volunteers ready to respond to all kinds of potential situations. The voluntary sector is responsible for early intervention and prevention.
The voluntary sector brings in extra income to the economy locally, and preventative spend from youth work is about £7 for every £1 spent.
We can't just expect that to continue to exist without care and support. You can't rely on people to do something for nothing forever.